Okay, so let's dive into a world where these strange, unexplainable objects start appearing out of nowhere. But they're not random. They seem to be forging this mysterious connection between some of the most desperate and forgotten people on Earth. We're going to break down this growing hidden network that all kicks off with one single cryptic vision.
And it all starts with this one line. This is our way in. See, this isn't some huge, flashy alien invasion. It's quiet. It's personal. And it's this deeply weird event that just sets everything else in motion.
So, let's meet our first character, a boy named Caleb. He sees something in the static of an old TV, one that's not even supposed to work. It's a vision of a very specific, very remote place. And this isn't just some weird dream, right? It's more like a map, a destination. And he just decides to go.
And look at the commitment here. This isn't just a whim. For 3 weeks, this vision is just eating at him. And then he sets off on a 3-day trek completely on foot. He's being pulled towards something, and when he finally gets there, he finds that something was waiting for him.
This is what he finds. This is the first piece of the whole mystery, the pip. And it's not tech, not like we'd think of it. It's described as being almost biological. It's warm, it's pulsing with this soft light, and he finds it inside a weathered, wooden box with no seams, just sitting there on a rock, waiting.
I mean, think about that for a second. That's how the connection feels. This object isn't cold or alien or foreign. The warmth it gives off is described as being exactly his own body temperature. It's this instant, intimate, and just profoundly personal link to this bizarre thing he just found.
So, you gotta ask the question, right? Is this just a one-off, a fluke, or is Caleb's discovery the first little clue to something way, way bigger?
So we have our first data point. Caleb, a kid in the rural Appalachian Mountains who finds a pip after being called there by a vision. One dot on the map.
But then the picture gets bigger. In some dense, unnamed city, a woman named Mariana is about to be evicted. She's running the numbers, and there's just no way out. And then a neighbor, someone she barely even knows, just silently hands her a pip and walks away. No vision, no quest, just a moment of pure desperation met by this mysterious gift.
And now for a third. We've got Anucha, a man who's basically a slave on a fishing trawler way out in the South China Sea. He finds a pipe tangled up in a fishing net. In a situation that is completely hopeless, this little object is the only thing in the world that is his. It's like a secret piece of hope.
So, what started with one boy on a hill is definitely a pattern now. The pips aren't just showing up randomly. They're finding their way to people who are on the absolute edge of society. This feels intentional. But these things are more than just mysterious gifts. They're actually seeds. Yeah. See, the pip is just the beginning. It blooms into what's called a kith, a living organic structure that literally provides shelter. It isn't built, it's grown. It molds itself right onto the rock where Caleb is, becoming a part of the landscape. And it forms this bond with the person inside. It's tender. And this is where you really see the full potential. On one hand, you have Caleb's kith, which is brand new, basically a newborn just starting this partnership. But then you have Sunghee's kith in Korea. It's 30 years old, hidden underground, and it's a real home that's kept a family safe for generations. That's what can grow from that tiny amber seed. Okay, let's get into what these things can actually do, because it's wild. They're not just walls and a roof. A kith can provide food. It adapts its light and its temperature to you. It even communicates through text that appears on its walls. It has these comm rooms that can create perfect simulations of other places, like a beach in Thailand. But it's a partnership. You have to bring it raw materials for it to work with. It's a totally symbiotic relationship. So you might be thinking, okay, you've got these little pockets of survival, these hidden shelters all over the globe, totally cut off from each other. But you'd be wrong. They are not alone. They're all linked up by this invisible, living network that the story calls the mesh.
And here's the proof. This is how we know they're connected. Thousands of miles away, in her 30-year-old underground kith in Korea, Songhee gets this message on her wall the exact moment Caleb's kith is born. It's like they're all on the same living, biological internet. Her old shelter knew, instantly, that a new one had just joined the network. This is where things get really interesting. You've got this global, invisible network of biological shelters just emerging. You can't build something this big, this weird, without someone or something starting to notice.
And well, here she is. Meet Diane.
She's a government analyst, and she spots an unexplainable heat signature on a satellite scan, right on top of Caleb's kif. But what's really strange is, some instinct makes her misfile the report. She basically hides it. She has no idea why, but she feels this pull to protect it.
But government satellites aren't the only ones watching. There's another group in play, one that seems to be at the very center of this whole thing. They are called the Avens.
And this quote right here, this tells you everything you need to know about them. Their power isn't about what they do, it's about what they are. They seem completely normal, pleasant even, but they are fundamentally impossible to remember clearly. It's like they just slide right out of your brain the moment they're gone. And this whole sequence just shows you what that's like. Diane has a full conversation with one of them in an elevator. The woman is polite, totally normal. But when Diane goes to check the security tapes later, the footage shows her talking to an empty elevator. She was completely alone. The encounter happened, but it left zero physical trace, just a weird message and this deep, lingering sense of unease.
All right, so let's tie all these threads together. The pips are a call, a signal sent out to the world's most forgotten people. The kifs are the answer to that call, a new kind of sanctuary. The mesh connects them all into a silent, hidden community. And the Avens? Well, they seem to be the architects, or at least the stewards, of this entire baffling system.
And that leaves us right here, with the biggest question of all. This is way more than just charity. A huge, powerful, and mysterious network is being built in the shadows of our world, one person at a time. So the question we're left with is, why? What is this whole thing being built for? What's the end game? That, right there, is the heart of the mystery.